Greetings, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Unpopular Conversation. And today we are so blessed. We are super blessed in studio to have the one and only, the legendary. Can Simon Bello, please? I don't normally ask this, but can we shy of the person that we have in the room? We have Chumani Ngojo.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much for making the time to come. I'm not busy, that's all over. But you have borrowed us your time, and we are looking forward to the dialogue.
Amen. Amen.
So you can maybe start off by just greeting.
I'm greeting you, sir, and I'm greeting all the viewers at home, wherever you are. I'm greeting you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Yeah.
Hey, normally we do introductions, but I feel like it gets here to Namhlanje. I can't do justice. I can't do justice. I think he just needs to say, Amang Amazi, I don't know where it's
I'm a 2000.
I don't know my Yako, but I think the introducer.
Oh, man.
It's only fair, but I'm not with him.
So, Kamalam ni Chumani wa Ngojo, and since you namtana kakhulu Yesu bangcwele, that is what is important about me. It's just a cherry on top that goes with loving the Lord. So, that's about that. I love you so much, man.
But let's take it from the beginning, where it all started. We want to hear just a bit about the background. Chumani, like we see you today, but where is the background?
I was born in East London, Tanzania. Very nice township, very humble. At some point, I decided to come to Cape Town for greener pastures, they say. So when I got here, I started working with insurance company. But I met some guys, man, who really loved to do music at the time. So I followed the call because this you are born with it, So when I started it, and I just decided that okay, for me to run this thing, let me just focus on it. So in 2012, I started doing a brand launch of Chumani here in Cape Town. This is a place far away from home, but I just decided that I will get comfortable and do what I needed to do. So did my brand launch. Wow, man, people in Cape Town started to support this vision. And then in 2013, I remember I started to do a recording. It was an EP. EP stands for extended play.
Okay.
The title was We Praise. So shocking because I was testing waters with the album. So shocking, we got 2 nominations at the Crown Awards in the year 2014, and then Best Praise Song and Best Contemporary Song, because I'm vocally into contemporary song, urban music, if you may call it that way. In that is no problem now. But so. For some reasons, man, God just remembered us there, or God established us there because we got the best praise song, and then from there we never stopped until to date, man. Until to date.
When I was doing your research, apparently you started singing at a very young age. Where do you think the passion of music came from?
Actually, I grew up in a spiritual home, if I may put it that way. My mom was a pastor, but not a popular church, because school St. George, so my mom used to be a conductor there, So I would go to the practices and sit there as a young boy, Like I'm so it is so relevant to me to say this. I'm sorry, man, if it makes sense to you. I have a 2-year-old boy there at home. Bruh, at 2:00 in the morning, that boy, when he wakes up, he takes the sticks, put the buckets, and start playing drums. And it's gonna sound like I'm lying when he's 15 years old and he's a professional drummer. When I say he started playing at 2 years old, because when you say I started singing when I was young and you know those stories. Yeah, I know by the time you tell this story, but it is literally umuntu ongangam oya nomntwana kwi rehearsal. Umntwana akafika ahlale there. Ufika I find a space where he is comfortable. So apparently I was comfortable on conducting because my mom was conducting. So I would stand next to her while she's conducting the choir and I would do the same. But unfortunately, I blame Baba Bagdala, you know. They never took this footage. It's unlike me. I'm taking every video for my boy playing so that I say, this is now Bubu Fagas. So I grew up in church, man, doing whatever that a young boy is doing at church. So, but because apparently I would stand even as a person when my mom is going with me, and then she would lie, I was not too long, and then I would be like, I'm 5 years, and start a song of Brenda Fast for me to buy the veil and then to, hi, Mama, please pay for this boy. This boy is old. So yeah, man.
And when do you think you started to realize like mhlamba abanye abantu bayacula and then baphele beyiluza le nto yomculo? At which point did you realize hey, maybe there's something le nto, it's not just into nje yexeshana okanye phase yokhula, but there's something like, what was that first instance kwi-journey yakho apho khona uthe ubone and you discovered hey, this is something that I'm really passionate about?
Sure. At some point in my life, I decided that let me shy away from this because, you know, music journey is really hectic, man. You know, so I was singing in choirs and all those things, you know, and then at some point, that's why I was mentioning that I started working and then I just stayed away from the music. Until I got to be in a Drift Sense. So in Drift Sense, I didn't have anything to do. And I was just lonely. And then I decided to collect people around the community. And then we started a choir, I walked to a Rock of Ages. Immediately, I then began to think, okay, every time I go away from this and then come back or find myself back again, I ask, but the figure you know. So I just thought, you know what, let me just do this and see where it's gonna take me. Until I started with Chumani Ngojo and New Praise. I converted a Rock of Ages to New Praise now. And then started to make them my backing, and I'm standing in the front so that I take all the stones if there are stones that are coming, and then I face the wind and all that. So that time I knew that okay, this is what I'm going for. When I started recording my first album as Chumani, remember there were projects. So now I started to be me, and then I was like, okay, let me just do it. And then I started pushing it like I'm still doing it now. Yeah, man.
And I think you touched on this point, Kuba. I wanted to highlight that you were very intentional at the beginning of your music journey. Uba was a focus Glendo City internationality, like even though like abantu abaninzi bebelandela like Intente, especially like elokishini kwindawo njengeKhayelitsha, like apho like usenza like events when you were studying with Drift Senses.
Sure.
So what drove you towards that direction? Kuba, like I understand, it's not easy to go that route. Kuba,
sure.
In one keys. And then I call no second keys. I call bassist. I call drums. I call saxophone. It's just
man.
so. And what drove you towards that direction?
All right, man, I'm sorry, man, for AMA 2000. You know, go radio mhlobo wenene at 9 o'clock. There was a program. I'm not sure if it's ngoku inguseza umphefumulo. I'm not sure why into. I think ayingumculo or international where we would get the music of the choirs the overseas and Kirk Franklin and oh man, you name all of these things. So just before we go to church, we would listen to that music, and it made a lot of sense to me. And unfortunately for me, not that I'm not relating, because now church is driven towards that direction, but I get to listen more just to learn when the tent music is done and trying to trace where is this coming from. Like now I have a privilege of working with Pastor Sandile Story, which is the son of NJ Story. And it's so weird for me when I'm sitting around those people and they are doing what the music I'm doing. And their father is popular with the tent. And I'm like, I thought I will get the roots of this from you guys. But if you don't know, where do you get, you see? So we would listen to that music in the morning on Sunday, bro. Like, oh, man. It would touch my heart, and until I want to do exactly the same. I won't even compromise my sound. When I get to church, obviously now this is my period of moving away from St. John's to Apostile now. So Apostile, umhlaba umkhulu, but this is a mega or whatever church. You can do your international in that corner. You can banit abantu asilwi ngabantu abayi-10 sine thousands zethu. So if uqhubeke uvule ikwaya yakho ibe nabantu abangaphi. So you would do your music according to the way you understand it. Naloa is doing music wakhe, there's no competition here, you know. So that's where I started to push my passion, because I would listen to the Mhlobo Wenene program that is happening in the morning and then take that song as is and implement it at church. And people, you would get, okay, fine, abadala would feel, okay, see, but the generation that I'm serving will respond to it, because the sound that I'm releasing is exactly what is whatever happening to them as well. So that's the situation there.
Yeah, and I think that's very brave of you. I mean, like Kuba, especially like kwindawo enjengaselokishini, like where like nyani, and I'm aware that nyani xa usiya ezindaweni, like you would still push like even though kukho like intente pha, like xa ufika wena you still push, and like and at some point in time, even nezinye artists up in Cape Town, like izazicula like lo mculo.
Let me remind you. Let us rewind to 2013. Here, they were vocal. That you do rightly. What's the asifuni drums as a car. Ngoku currently is keyboards by 5. So when you are a trendsetter, not a trendsetter because it was something that was there before, but when you believe on what you are doing, you don't mind of someone else what is saying or kutwani ngabahlali, because you know, I remember at some point I started not to wear formal when I'm ministering. I started wearing all stars and they were vocal.
Sure.
Because I love them, let me not mention them, because
no, we want to know. We want to know. Let's name.
They were vocal about no, see, the way is he taking gospel. But unfortunately, I'm listening more of Kirk Franklin stuff. And I remember at some point, Naye, he was accused of changing the gospel and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, at least I have 5 people who are listening and comfortable with what I'm presenting. So let me just forget about them. Today, they are preaching with all stars. Preaching, not singing. No. They are preaching with them. So it's more of, you really don't mind what the next person is saying. Because I'm not naked in the church. I'm not revealing anything, but it's just that I want to be comfortable because my ministry is running around. I don't know why when I'm 40-something, because I was still 30-something when I used to run. But you run from that corner to that corner, go to the audience, and people are engaging and they touching, and now you're touching. You feel it, So how are you gonna do that with a white solo point? So it doesn't. So that's why I had to change some not look, but just for comfortability. So it was not for looks or whatever, but it was for me and my team to be comfortable to deliver the message we're delivering. And more especially to young people, because young people, they are so picky. I'm from the point of when I'm seeing someone with a 3-piece suit and it's all a point, I'm like, I'm so late. These people are close to God. These people are close to God. So send it late now. And I'm not even owning a formal shoe. So church is not for me.
Yeah.
Kanti apha kule nto uza uthi umfundisi xa ethetha last week, you come as you are, but don't stay like that. So you come and change when you get in. So yeah, man, that's the situation.
Yeah, and I can attest to ezo zinto kuba I remember even like one of the things beyond the all stars
Sure.
and casual and what. You would even wear umnqwazi. I'm sure you also got a lot of critiques like, how can you minister while you are wearing umnqwazi?
You see, the umnqwazi party is just recent. When I lost my first wife, I think it was not spiritual, although people, they thought it's a spiritual, maybe in Ndizilile or something. But I was introduced to umnqwazi the same time when my wife passed on. So I didn't stop wearing that umnqwazi because that umnqwazi made a lot of sense to me. But I was so delivered when I get to Elusikisiki. Elusiki, kweza ndawo ke zase-Eastern Cape. Kukhonza abantu abadala there. Like now when you get into the church, you feel, I know, up, maybe ndiyawukhulula. But for some reasons, I never took that umnqwazi off. A minister there, one uba. So and then umfundisi wakhona took the microphone wathi siphumile Antioch siya Jerusalem. I didn't know the scripture and the background of that statement. Apparently, when you are in Antioch, you are kind of more of religious. And then in Jerusalem, we were free or something like that. So, and the whole church started to respond, and they started to stand. And I'm thinking, what did he say again? Because I didn't think also comment about the umnqwazi. And then abantu abadala bahamba ngenyawo and they started to cry. And I'm thinking, and then when I asked someone next to me and he explained that lo umnqwazi ukuthi singawunxiba ngokumnqwazi ecaweni. So because we are no longer bound to look, but inhliziyo zethu zilapha. And I'm like, wow, now man mengenyawo. So I was like, okay, no, I'm not stopping lo umnqwazi because lo umnqwazi makes sense to me. And we are the cities, I know the cities are xa kubanda. So
it's 2 in 1.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned, like, I think you've always been someone unique, even like when it comes to a stage, and you've always expected nothing but quality. Like, I mean, I've seen you like moving around. Drums, he's not giving you drums. Like, I think you are both a minister and the conductor. You can walk in Kwindawo Apple, you didn't rehearse with the bandla, and then ubanike yonke lento bayifunayo, and that particular sound. Umuntu that has always guarded and protected the sound yakho, so that ingabikho compromise ngenxa yoba umuntu eyiloza. If we are iloza, you will go to them uba lentos uba idrama, you, and then ihlangane yonke lonto. Like, where did that come from? Like that lando yoba into yakho, so you want to push for higher standards.
Like I said, my brother, that my first love is conducting. When I get tired, as I mentioned, that I'm 42 now.
Sure.
Yeah. When I get tired, I think I'll be a conductor, because that's where my first love is. I grew up, my mom engumuntu oculisayo, so I started conducting, and then as I grew up, I never stopped the thing. So when you are a conductor, you collect sounds. For instance, I'm a composer as well. So when I'm composing a song, first I have a melody. I don't play any instrument to save my life, but I'm hearing things in my mind. Okay, oh, so the melody is playing here. So now I have to talk to the pianist. My brother, I need this. And then, is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. Can you play it? And then he plays it. Okay, cool. Bass, I'm hearing. Is it possible? Yes. And then, so now once the music, unfortunately, the terminology of music means the instrument. Now from there, I'm going to the voices. This goes like this. Is it? And then, remember, these meetings are different. I'm meeting the piano differently, drama, and so all of them, I'm leaving them thinking, hey, this guy is thinking impossible, because I sang the way, but in the end, I'm nyanzel, the man's being at the end, but the day I'm meeting all of them here, we create together, because it was in the heart, and then I gave you, my brother, your lines, I gave my sister his lines, and then whatever. So now we create that music. Once that music is done and the voices are there, so at least I'm locking it there in my mind that, okay, this is how it's supposed to sound, because iphelele now. So even the ago and the way to send, and I'll call it for me, and you funa lengoma specifically, you will have to. So it's easy for me. Maybe I'm giving you numbers, you just play according to the numbers, because okay, this is 4, 5, jalunja. So when if you funa lengoma, you need to play it as is. Oh yeah, so because and then at least I got dynamics. Back in the day, but this one, this needs to be detailed, needs to be on key, the original key, so that whoever that takes a video clip of this music, ifane nale originally key. So they take videos and put on YouTube.
Yeah.
So xa ndifika ku YouTube ungadibani nengoma yam idlalwa ku B kwenye, idlalwa ku F kwenye, idlalwa ku C. Funeka abe accurate. Okokoko ndandicula ku nantsika ingoma yam, so that whoever that wants to do a collate as dibanise zonke zangoma ezangoma, they are in sync because they are in the same key.
Oh, you are very musical. Like, sesikolweni. Umuntu entende like -5 ku +2. So yeah.
Go -6. Oh, but I'm enjoying them.
Yeah.
I love the space. Yeah.
So you mentioned like you won your first Crown Gospel Award, and I think crowns for me like were awards that were won mostly by artists in the provinces. I don't think before you came, like if you can correct me, before you, I don't think you called any artist that won a Crown Gospel Award for gospel up in Cape Town.
Oh, I think I was the first one in Cape Town, yes.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, it's a big thing, but like that ultimately paved the way for a lot of artists that came after you. And I think it's such a big thing. Nyani crowns would be worn by artists Kuma KZN from Joburg. Yeah, like I mean, I think that before you, the artists like but I know Zbono Pai TV new acceptor. Like when was the first Crown Award or why we now? And then like how walk me through that moment. How did it feel?
Man, it was 2013 when I recorded my EP.
Sure.
And then
like I thought your first crown was like Lena Yago 20 ban.
2019.
Yeah.
I know. My first crown was in 2014, but I recorded the album in 2013. And then in 2014 I was like, you know what? I'd really love to see myself in that space because like I say, bro, it crowns into as a TV. I remember me in Saturday trips in Ngokolani out Yampa, Kasbugeli crowns because I would watch crowns like I would never miss crowns.
Yeah.
The summers. And when I watch, and I always tell this guy that hey, I'm seeing myself here in this space. And remember that time I was not even saved, bro. Like who would watch that thing sit drunk and he's like, yeah, I think selling a piece of man fresh. And I'm like, hey, this dude. It discouraged me, man, you know. Because after Berlin, there's been this and man, the moves are bit super. Like we minister Jan, like you don't know the day we So now this is 2014. And I was like, hey, I'm doing this. I remember meeting Pastor Sandile Mlambo, and I told him that it's in a procedure here, crowns. And he's like, I know you just submit. And it was casual. I'm like, no, man. This can't be casual, man. And convince and all that. I told my wife that, look, I want this album. To feel about I have something here. I'm taking this to Crowns. And she's like, go for it. By problem uchata nomuntu ongathethi kakhulu because uthatha ilizwe liyi-1 qabu usheke ucinga uba inoba uminisha nobuthini enhliziyweni nobuthi go for it owesta imali akwami lo. So I submitted. I think I submitted best praise contemporary, best worship. I think they were 4. So I was ministering in Queenstown when I received the message that I need to go for the nomination party. For me, getting a message responding to my submission, that was a win. And then Queenstown, I showed him the message, and he's like, this is your time, son, go. Hey. And I was like, yeah, no, this is a win to me. It's enough. And the other, so we went to Durban, all-white party. They started to do the announcement. I remember, and then etafuleni no pastor, ndangamazi then, but Sapelas introduced us Sazana, Umama Msimang, but not Umama Msimang loka prof, ukon Mama Msimang, and combine of Mshambani Koshongai. And then they started announcing the first award, which is contemporary. And then my name came up. Hey, okay, celebrations and everything. And then Mamboga started to ask, where is Chumani here? And I was like, yeah, Dim. And then she said, come here. It's a white event and don't know. And Bega Pai come walk along with this boy. If I can play the music that he produces, you would be shocked. From Cape Town, this is for the first time that we're hearing this caliber of music. Hey, bro, I was so humbled to hear that. And she's like, when we listen to your submissions, etafuleni says must be in the because it's really it's a shock to hear this kind, you know. I mean, locally, and yet the international standard and all that. And the first album, I think, ndandikhupha yonke laa nto yasetivini ndinayo engqondweni. So like xa ndimamela ngoku ndiyadinwa xa ndimamela music and yho kwakutheni guys. The music is all over and busy. Feeling ngathi ndiyawa kwalapha esitulweni xa ndimamela. Trying to analyze uba kudlala ntoni phaa. So she was like, hey, this is on. Okay, fine. Buyele endaweni yami yohlala. Qhubekeke hours. When we do the announcement here, best praise, wabuza lo ubaphathele malini abantu. I'm like, no, I don't even know these people. I just submitted. And she's like, 2 hours, one night. It's impossible. And I'm like, I don't know. This is the favor of God, you know. So we came back here, so excited. Now, adding from e-invitation, the excitement, the invitation, then 2 nominations. And I was like, Father, what do you want to say here? As a rumors, as you know, I saw the lens clash. Because I'm nominated on the contemporary with Ukayam Tetwa, some colored guys from Joburg. Like it was clear why that's not me. On the best praise, I'm nominated with Lois Obala, Spirit of Praise 6. Oh, it was clear that one as well. It's not mine. I thought, it was good, you know, for the nomination, but before that, ningafani ningamenzeli izibili phezulu nicefama uzaza nayo lewe Cape Town akazuza nayo, but it's good for the start and nominate. I'm like, okay. Unfortunately, noba kuthiwa ke uyakwazi uziignore izinto, but xa bethetha sense abantu uye uyisupport nakombe hayi
avakala
nyansi nam no ndiyivubele, but at least ndizawubizwa eTV into nominatiwe, but noba ndivelanga. We went to Durban, man, on that night. Okay, zaqala ke ezizoqala awards zingekho seTV, zangena ezize-TV, which is I was listed for best praise song. So I remember Tembisiet that was announcing our man.
Sure.
She said Chumani Ngojo. I asked my wife about what did she say? What did baby go? Did you come remember now what sauce? Like the low self-esteem anayo, because not said feel my head but abantu bangawinanga apha kuyine thina uthi go, bro. Like she had to push me, and I'm like, hey, anazo nesibindi. I remember isuti yami ndandiyibolekwe nguMatho.
Keyboard player, Stera,
ndiboleke ibhatye ebomvu phaa ndathenga nje ibhulukhwe emnyama. Like ndiyadibanisa ndihlale etyotyombe aside B that year, bro. Standing on the national platform, my brother. Went there. Man, I had to thank the Lord, bro. Like, I was really humbled with what was happening there. Like, I didn't believe myself. I was shaking. Mention at least first one because I couldn't know all is well. I end up mentioning because I didn't even prepare the speech because I knew that this is not me. I was fine anyway. Motivation, no, be strong, boy. Man, I was shaking. Just immediately after that announcement of the contemporary, but I get Kayam Teta went home with, but it made a lot of sense to me. It made a lot of sense, you know. For me, when I came back now, newspapers, now the TV wants to come in, but they inviting. What was so funny about it, they inviting me to go some nice places for interviews and whatnot. I'm like, oh, guys, ndihlala beside B izana apha etyotyombeni bafethu uyasithethe ngale award apha egalini ukwenzela izomotivate someone who has a passion, who has a call, but ufila uba ingase abe ngumuntu othile before apersuade or apersuwe i-career yakhe. I'm like, no, I'm not ashamed. Ndihlala apha like phela kwento about me, I'm unphazamiseki with your achievements chance around me. Mine is mine. Uchumani will never be substituted with Usenzo. Uchumani uzohlala ingchumani uba andinamoto andinawari ucela ihike kuwe not ndizenze ngathi ndinayo. I will never settle for a lie about myself, because remember, if now today I lie about who am I will have to continue. Afuneka ndiyilibale the lie that I did on the first meeting nam now uba ndingumuntu othile. So xa ubuza into ethile ndiphendule wrong, that means ndilibele uba ndanditheka kanti funeka vese ndibe transparent zisuka nje, you take me, and then if you can't take me, you just leave me like that.
This is so inspiring. I mean, there's so much that you have shared, and I just want to ask this question quickly.
Sure.
You mentioned that like abantu, they ask you about like, did you ubhatale bani? Is this a real thing? Bakhona abantu attempt like who bribe to win or buy awards. Kuba zininzi rumors around that.
Yeah, you know. Some I think it depends on the angle that you are in. For instance, let us make an example around the table. I want you to do something for me. Let's say you profiling me on TV or here, but in the feel uba the way you went out of your way. And say, thank you so much, man, for this. It's our culture.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying, take this money, but undenzela, and then feel I need to thank you for undenzele.
Okay.
So I think at some point there's a mix around that. There's a mix around that, but honestly, if siphuma apha ebuzalwaneni ke ngoku size in the music industry, there's something called payola.
Okay.
Payola is a word, it's a musical word. Esetshenziswa ngalo ukubhatala when you are asking for a certain service.
Sure. Yeah.
It's I think somewhere at some point the word now becomes legal, but at some point it was not a legal word. But now I think akusathethelwa phansi ngoxa kuthethelwa ngepayola ukuthi iyakwazi uba ithini ipayola around this. So wena ke mntu uzayibiza uzawuthi hayi this is a bribe, but inegama ekuthiwa yipayola. Uba uthi Chumani kandifake eTV-ni ipayola ime kanjani. So it's around, and ke ngoku another thing in this space, as much as singabazalwane and we do things as buzalwane and all that, but unfortunately xa ufika kwa Metro FM kwi-compiler yakho uzawufika ngomzalwane and uzawufika kuthethwa this terminology. So if uzawuza wena usithi licabrasole aka-recognize phaa kuthiwa ithini le nto uthetha ngayo, you know. But yeah, unfortunately for that one, I didn't even know. Like I was a blank boy from church. AFM submitted. Fundiswam pushing me. Man, you can do this. So I didn't know the angles, and I didn't even know who are these people. I submitted on the email and in so. But yeah. Ikoni terminology njalo.
So it can either be ngumnikelo uba ndiyanikela nje nceke kuwo okanye ibe ipayo like
wena iqhomekeka kwi-angle uba ume ngakweli cala lomnikelo okanye but ukusalayo it's cash.
I want to ask this, like kule party kule journey like your breakthrough ne awards. Is there someone, Masiti, Jebusuke, Kailicha, Side C, like we are in this platform where there's a lot of celebrities and what.
Yeah.
Is there someone who was Cloudibana and I was starstruck to a conba, this is Lomdu lo like in such proximity to uthetha naye ekwenza uqonba you are really starstruck.
I'm sorry, my friend. Ndisoloko ndizikondema ke when it comes to this. Hey, like I was thinking about this recently because I had an interview with SABC Express some years back up in Cape Town, and they asked me, so which artist would you love to work with? Hey, that's bro. Like, I know. I would rather go international and work with her. And that, to me, at some stage, okay, currently or recently, it feels, didn't go from coming over. Because I'm really, connect. I try, bro. And there's one thing about me. I don't think I'm a person who suffers from a pride. I'm not. That is not. I'm really strong there. I'm not suffering from that. But when it comes to thinking who I would really love to work with, because for me. I would work with you comfortably as I'm working with a big name somewhere. Like to me, it doesn't give umnyango vuluwe because I know the opener and the shutter of a door is God.
Sure.
So I go. The believer, as much as umdu can be a man of peace to me and help me in a certain way, but it is not for him or not for her to brag about it and say, you know what, Chumani panje. Like namu senete abantu, and feel small when I'm mentioned because it's because it is not your position. Because I really don't want to be seen as a gatekeeper. This is the word. I don't want to be seen as the person of vula vali minyango. Like uThixo nganisebenzisa to a certain point in ngomntu, but ekugqibeleni kugqibela yena. You understand? So to answer your question, bro, that I ever worked with in my life that is popular. In my space, nobody. In my space, as a speed call. Remember, I have my boys here, LY Music, MTA, may his soul rest in peace. And all these boys, we've worked with them, tried to assist them, they got their awards, albums. But for me to say, man, that's not really, that's not that's not me. I'd rather be very far away, abantu bati, and then back on, and now, guys, whenever you do an interview, mention my name less, man. Like, really, if you have to mention, but it must be less because that's really, I'm not comfortable. Ubagwi pedestal and say, I can go forget.
That's such an interesting perspective. I won't lie. I think we tend to see the opposite, where they want to put stamps, I made you, and they are gatekeeping. Like, it's rare to find that's genuinely on the opposite side of that spectrum.
I hear you.
But I think on that, it's safe to say that, like, when I said legendary, like earlier on, I think it's safe to say, like, you have established yourself as like a pioneer even in the space. We see a lot of artists that have come now before you, like especially bafumane breakthrough now music, especially in the context of Cape Town. Kuba up I've listed some names, mhlawumbe zoba sengxakini, but I see abantu abanjengo Oxolisa Kunana that also used to sing in the end and transition into like contemporary nelendoza and the artists like Vyonombila nabo into tent and followed the same route of Pastor Vincent Mboniswa nabanye, but I think you have really paved the way as a pioneer in the space, especially up at Cape Town. And do you feel like you get enough credit for Londo? They do recognize a role that, even if it's not credit, but at least recognizing the role that you play in paving the way.
Well, for me, again, my brother, you know. Okay, let me. How do I wisdomly respond to this? I am comfortable to what I'm doing and to where I am with the work of the Lord. You know? So for me, getting those comments, for instance, Kubaso mentioned Pastor Vincent Bones would always, when he gets the stage, this is the man that paved the way and all. This is it's really sits well. But for a man like me, I feel it's fine, man. Let us not. You know, I don't think it adds any value on me. And it really doesn't take anything at the same time. I would simply bring water for these guys you've mentioned here, like the Bengulo backstage that runs around, because I feel they are working for the Lord. We are in the same vineyard, so me getting into the field first doesn't really makes me to have an upper hand or to be a bigger someone, you know. But it makes me okay, I'm a rural boy. Let me take you through if you're not. Xa silima pha kukho boy epha phambili nje bezinkomo zibotshiweyo nje kukhona le izikhokhelayo kubekho ingomo kubekho le igayi lapha eback iphethe isabhoku manje bethe izinkomo for baziphushe mo kubekho lo uphathe ikhuba kwaba bantu bonke my brother. They are important. Akho ufila uba I'm big because mina ndibambe ikhuba and ikhuba leli liplantayo okanye liya ipha phambili ithi ndikhokhele mina uba bendingakhokhelanga ezingombe ezawubheka ecaleni ekusalayo sonke siphusha towards the same goal, you understand? So ayenzi loo nto omnye azifile bigger or lesser, you understand? So but as much as I respect these guys that you've mentioned, even long as mentioned, for me getting respect from them as well, because nabo I believe wherever they are, they take me serious, like I'm taking them serious in the work of the Lord that we are in. So it's about that, man, not being the master of the
crew. And that's so profound, and I think there's so much wisdom. I think it's clear that Nyani, you are genuinely not about taking credit and young alone. But I mean, the Bible also say we must give honor where honor is due. I think it's our role, Tina, as Abazalwane, to always remember the people that paved the way and made it possible for even Nabanye that followed suit. Kuba, I think even on that note, I know, for me, one thing I've observed about you, you are someone ongeko afraid to just take the risk and like, you have a big appetite for taking risk and being different. Take a journey that abanye abantu are not willing or not thinking about following. Kuba, one of the other things I've observed, even no artists that can do events Zalape Cape Town outside of like amabandla, but big venues and big production.
Sure.
Like for me, I think you are also one of the first people to go that route. Kuba live recording, like quality or the venues that you filled, like any artscape. Like for me, I don't remember. I think again, nalapho nguwokuqala to go like up Cape Town from artists that started music ministry up Cape Town. We see ezinye artists from outside coming to Occupied and doing events with spaces and artscape. Like it's rare. I think maybe ngukabanye nabo they are also doing it because of spaces. So where do you think that come from?
Kuba we mentioned, my brother, that I started. I think it's a matter of uqala. I think all of these things they are expected. But enza zonke ziweqala kwenzela uba abanye bafollow, like ungaqali uyothatha ii-crowns and then ezinye izinto ziqalwe ngabanye abantu. Clean uqala, be a firstborn. Kuthiwe hayi ke uqala kwethu uthenga ibhayisekile sayithengela lo mntana, uqala kwethu uthenga inqwelo sayithengela lo, sabethelela lo mntana, uqala kwethu ukwenza iflat apha endlini sabethelela lo mntana. Angathi nawukutshata uqala kwethu utshata ukutshatisa satshatisa lo mntana. Uyayibona eziwe ukwenzela uba ucace uba uyi firstborn and you claim that, and gay Bible is very specific when it comes to firstborns, you know. So I think I was in a space, as much as Bebekona go put Bebekona in the space before, to mention Utwaku and Uputso boys, because they were servicing. But I think I just came with a very certain energy in the space, and I ran with a serious pace. So for me, it was a matter of let me occupy, because I would relate with the colored guys, I would relate with the white guys. I remember there was a new light company that wanted to work at some point, and you know, so we filled the halls as a location, and we were like, okay, let's take the artscape, because I think artscape was one of the biggest, because I did 2 shows there. I started with the 501 capacity, and then there's 1.5. And then we filled the 1.5 to capacity. We were praying for Grand West, but Grand West. So okay, fine. Iyaphela ke the energy of servicing the city, and I started to move out to the country now. And like you mentioned, I believe myself as a groundbreaker, man. I remember in the years, I used to stay 6 months in Cape Town, 6 months doing the national tour, going around with a group of 12 people, going city to city. We'll start East London, Tata, Durban, like Polokwane. We would do shows comfortably, like we are doing it here in Khayelitsha, way of life. Like they were like, where did you get the energy and the isibindi zothi aba bantu nje bethetha le language nje sizawubabiza showini agqiba sibaculele isiXhosa ne-English agqiba sigoduke, and they would come, you know. So I'm just a groundbreaker, man. Like ukumuva kwam up at Cape Town to East London, everyone was like, no, this is not the right time. You can't, this is where you're supposed to service and whatnot. And there's people, they don't really know me, because at age young, I was sharing this with my wife, that we age young now, and the level in the ministry, take me anywhere, even if it goes a Latin. This is not speaking from the proud or whatever. This is faith I have. Take me to some pundus, but give me a network. Let me connect to Facebook and WhatsApp. It will be enough for me. I will service, and I will service now. You feel presence yamu uhleli apha to a comfortable space, but in Ben City there's a farmer somewhere. I spent my whole 3 years just last year whole 3 years ngihlele farmer. No one knew that. I mean, in the Eastern Cape, I was in farmer, like farmer, literally farmer. Some pundus, imoto engena pha ixinga edakeni ayikwazi ukuzama. But I would connect. I would do things. I did my live recording last year in East London. Hall was packed. Beautiful music, servicing from the pundus. Only the network, it's enough for me. Artscape 2019, 1.5 capacity. We filled it only with WhatsApp and Facebook. We'd never even printed any kind of marketing material. Just because abantu already sebethe bayigeyina I-trust bayayazi uba uba kuthiwa Chumani siyayazi base-expecte ntoni abacingi uba I wonder. They're not wondering because they know the brand and they know what I'm producing or what I'm bringing on the table, you know. So yeah, man.
Hey, this is inspiring, and it's really inspiring. And for me, I think even there was a phase apho khona be criticized abantu artists for ufudumeza, like I'm sure when ubandakanyeki kwinto yomfudumeza kuba you've always
well I think as ukhula ufudumeza it gets to be into yakhona nje, but andide fikele kula level uyirecord. I think fudumeza ke nje apha ecaweni, because you know sometimes when ufike ecaweni ethile and uqomba okay I know apha nobuyazama apha awuno abazokubamba ngosithi I surrender nekuvese uthi whom I ke akama isithunywa salapho 20 hobe xa libizwa
into yasezulwini.
So I know.
No, I think the other thing I want us to touch on, I think you mentioned Umbawe, your first wife that passed away. I think it was such a shock, and I know like she was such also an instrument. I was a big fan of like ministry yakhe, and I think abantu were also very much in love of yena and the character yakhe. Like I remember now there's this one clip that I'll never forget. I don't know if sayikhumbula na ni ucula AFM. I think kwakwenziwe a conference. I think in one of the provinces. Like acule. Yeah, I remember even the song like My Heart Sings that it's such a beautiful piece of music, like a moment. And even like the other songs, Utahuzisela China, like for me, it's just an unfortunate part. So I just want us to talk about that. But like how was that? Where did you guys meet up until like the unfortunate departure of her? And obviously may her soul rest in peace.
Yeah, man, you know. Well, I bless the Lord for life ka Liyema. I believe that I am Chumani, the born again Christian, because of her. I remember, like I've mentioned, that I did a project at Rufsenze, Rock of Ages. So now we are invited to go to minister. That was not even ministry because but we are invited to go perform in this church as a ndilibele ke ngokulanda ngase Kelstrive sayikhumbula eligama kuthiwa i-2 ungena hayi man mfundisi undibizela uyoculela i-audience ungene i-2
2
andizokwazi mna nditsho ke kwezi guys bahayi bafuna bethanye R2 I mean siyodlala apha like necawe ezifundraisayo mosazibiza hey abantwana ba-insist hayi no masiyeni man ngqoma sikanzoyiphendula le nto kasiyeni ke R2 mfundisi usibona njani like usithatha njani kungabikho ngxaki. But on the day of the event, in the morning, kufike abantwana ndicula nabo apha. Kwakuthiwa Cat ke xa ndibizwa phaa e-True Sense. Hey Cat, hayi lo tata uzawukhubeka. Sicela masiye noba sacula ingoma eyi-1 sambeni. Hayi, ndiyayithanda ke le way yokucula, but hey, andifeel uba ndi-underminiwe manapha. Andikayazi ke laa xesha uba funeka xa ucula funeka unikwe imali. Qha ndiyayazi uba at least xa ucula ingasuculela abantu abaserious xa ucula. Yeah, man, ndiphakame ke ndiye ndivuke sipreparishe siye ke. But xa sifika apha sifike kukho a church choir. Hey, cula nice, the choir, choir sound. I love choir sounds, like I've mentioned. Like they talk to me, like really they sang. Ndibathande ke abantwana abayi-2 apha kule choir, because I'm running a community choir. They're running a church choir, so it's a different thing.
Yeah.
So omnye aba bantu bangakwazi ucula nam bagqiba xa befuna uyocula ecaweni bayocula ecaweni. Ndibathande ke aba bayi-2 balapha efront, and it happened that omnye wabo will be my wife. But ke andikayazi ke laa xesha. Okay, banyani basijoyina abantwana, qha basijoyine sebebayi-4 ke ngoku, and ngabefamily eyi-1 caba and 1 guy. Siqala sisebenze naqha ndimthande lo, because qho xa ndi-organizela uba siyoministerisa somewhere, she's a tool, busy, uyancedisana, into ethile uyafowuna nofowuna. Andiyazi mos le nto kudala ndirana le group. Ndiyazi lewe uba ndibuzwe uba into iyadibana kodwa. Hayi bo, ubuzihambe iyadibana. Uzawuba sengxakini wena. Hey, hayi man, I remember ansiniswanga and abantwana basitrustile bazojoyina le group yethu. But uyababona uba banomohluko bona, because xa sawuqala funeka bethandazile. Size sinxilile sometimes. Basigcwalisele abantwana bajonga sawuyeka nale nto thina. Qumbe asinoyeka, asino-afford into yoba siluze nina ngenxa yale way. Masiveze singaseli xa nizawuza, because basuke ekhaya elitsha bayazikhwelela. Bandi-invite abantwana ecaweni one day. Caweni! Kuyibonela wewe xa uyazi uba weak entweni ethile, you rather not get close to it because uzawuba exposed. Because weak entweni. I grew up from church, so uba ke ndaze ecaweni kwavela ubumna phaa, because icawa sispace sam. Caweni! Yesoze ndiye ecaweni. And bathi, hayi man, uzokodwa kumandi ecaweni yam. Hey, I went. A mistake, man. Hey, ndiyazisola man. Sometimes xa sendiziva ivubeko zentsindiso ndiyazisola uba ndandiyothini ecaweni invite abantu. Hey, ngandifika phaa, hey bacula ke. Aba bantwana becula again. I was touched nale ishumayelayo. Ashumayela ngothando. Izangicacisile lafu ngathi yile nto. Phofu ndikwi-process yocela uthando kulo lo uthi angawari into yam nawe isimple, bunokuba ngumzalwane naqha sibethele kwisindiswa. Andiyicaphukele intsindiso ndide nazo nee-verses against abazalwane. Hey, ngalaa mini hayi mos ndaphakama lam nje engekagqibi nokuthi engakababizi nabantu bosindiswa ndiyayikomkeki into yosabela fundisi mthini lo ubuza le ayothuka le hayi lo mfuzalwane ufuna ukwamkela uyesu. Hey, bayahleka baqombe indima ipopayi apha phakamisa izandla ndamthatha uyesu khalakatha. Hey, xa kuphuma icawa ndijonga ndimthathile uyesu ndaza nasecaweni yakho kawukundivume. Wathi hayi man, kaloku xa ugqiba uthatha uyesu uye ubizele bucala ucacisele uba umzali onothathe uyesu akajoli. Yeyi andizukwazi ndirojiwe ingaze ndibuyele phaa epulpitini ndiyadlala thatha uyesu wakho because lo uyandibhanga. Hey, ndagoduka. I remember ke ke umthetho wami I think ndikhula nje ndandinguye laa mntu we-influence, you know. Ndingulo mna wayesiza nebhola, kudlalwa ibhola ndisakhula, kudlalwa apha ekhaya, andikho comfortable uyodlala kwezinye iindawo. So nalapha eDriftsense ke kwakuselwa kwam.
Yo.
So xa ndisicawe ndiwashiya apha amajita esela, ndabuya sephama. So I had to uba ndicima umculo ke ndichaze le nto ndisuka kuyo. Madoda, uqala namhlanje wona kuyayeka udlalwa apha endlini ngoba ndisindisiwe. Hey bro wam, ndona ngokuthi ndisindisiwe. Kwade bhuza endlini, sazihleka ziyotshona ngapha kwesofa zivele ngeenyawo ngqombe kusendigqiba uthini kanamajita. Like everyone was like, hey, hayi wena xa ungafuni ukala uneento ezifana. And I'm thinking, hayi ndigqiba uthini kanamajita. So fast forward ke amajita I understand because le out ndandimane ndibukela nayo i-crowns yandixelela yona xa ndisitsho emveni koba kuhlekiwe ke, but by the way udade uxelela uba yonto yakho wena le yethu. Wena you were different from day one ufika apha kuthi xa nje ke sa-entertainer ke because yasingalela, otherwise I fit. I fully understand mna and I believe in you. And I was like, wow, at least one person I believe uba ndingakwazi uyenza le way. So that is the situation, man. And then I started going to church. Ndiyayibhaqa ke kusemsinyane uba ayizindisebenzela le way uba ndibe ne-girlfriend while I'm consing. Ndamtshata umgama ngo-2012. Ndibene naye ngo-2010 December. That's 2011 actually, around December. And then 2012, I got married to that woman. Got June, get 20th. Hey, my life changed like completely. Like, when your life would change, and change would, oh, I'm change so. Like, I could feel the transition in my life, slowly getting to know who I am, getting to know what is love, and getting to be taken care of. I'm a firstborn ekhaya, so ndimngena early ekhaya for uba ndipenika because ndinabaninawo ne-sister ne-brothers emveni kwam, sinoxolo no-Atul. So I thought, let me just leave, man, just a Cape Town. I didn't come to a family member here. I came just to break through, to break the grounds. I came believing that nobody figure people I would make it, you know. So now getting a family, starting a family with someone believing in me while I have less to believe in, you know. So, hey, untandile lamdana, ndamthanda back because ndandiqala ubona. I think ufike ngexesha eli-right kum. You know, as a boy, uyayazi uba ndizawutshata xa ndina-25, ndizakwenza into ethile xa ndina-30. So I think yena kuzo zonke ke ezi zinto azimisishayo elifini, but yena yakhe yafika kanye exactly ngalaa xesha ndandiyiplane ngalo uba iza kwenzeka ngalo into yotshata kwam. So, man, we lived, we started ministry together, we started touring together. My wife passed away. Sis KZN kwindawo ekuthiwa kusePortshepstone. Kulaa ndawo katata umsima. Qala wakhohlela nje, khohlo. Khohlela mna ndizawuza eCape Town. I think uxoliswa in-show pha. Getting a call, hey, fonini unkosikazi wakhe wakhohlela apha, samthatha samsa ekliniki. Xa efika ekliniki kwathiwa makaye esibhedlele. Khohlela? 2019 lo. As I'm panicking, gqibezela ishow, so hamba ndiye kuye. I think I was waiting airport, linde uba ndizawukhwela ekuseni, Bookshare Road Lodge. I got a call around 11 o'clock. Hey, Monday, because he's 9 galamini. Monday, when you come back here, I mean, when you must come and collect into zomfazi wakho. Liyema is not a dying type, man. Hey, I dropped the call and then I called later. Hey, Lumchita is still saying the same thing. So fast forward, lafika ke lo xesha loba ndiyombeka umkam. Waresta in peace. And then that was a serious blow, man, in my heart. And uthi ke omnye umuntu xa icacisa ipain yomntu oswelekileyo ayo pain ephilayo, but ipain oye uyiqhele. Yabona ubuhlungu xa usebuqhelile iba ngathi abukho, but bukhona, but ubuqhelile. We understand. So when even I was transitioning to accept that and then started to live again, fast forward to 2020, I got married to my beautiful wife again. Sure. And I was like, I told her straight, babe, unfortunately, I believe in love. And number two, you are marrying a man that is bleeding. So you need to go through the process with me. I don't want to make you wait for me, because I don't know, but while I'm making you wait, because of sense I can do a life in yam. So just before the be scattered, can you please be with me so that we journey together? I believe that this is our desperate grandpapa made, you know. So immediately we embarked on that journey of marriage again. By God's grace, it's 4 years now this year, and we're still keeping it strong. And like, I'm a fan of marriage, man. I love their love. Their standards are space. Kama, if you go with me, not be irritated about traditional, because I'm sitting next to my wife. I simply kiss, I simply hug, or she simply just, we do funny things. But I believe this is ministry for us to love each other, you know. And again, unfortunately, I think I mistake. So xa sibona icawa sicinga laa ndawo umtshato wethu waqala kuyo. So asimelanga sicinga ngabanye abantu abangekho comfortable about us holding or us sothuke siphuzane or zonke ezanto zimnandi sizenzayo. So man, I really believe in love, you know. Akhange ibekho ke into ethi ukhona into perfect apha, but we strive to do good for each other. Sure. We strive to make sure that I'm covering her back, she covers my back. Like, she fights for me, and I'm fighting for her, and you know, like, we're building something here. Yeah. We believe one day, this is in our 60 years of marriage. Sure. You know, and it's so funny. The age difference with me and my wife is so crazy. It's 11 years, like, literally. But when we share the space, you will never feel that. You feel ubanhlene sister yam endala kum, because abantu abangomama, I think banayo tendency yoba babe bully, for instance, mina ngothi xa explain about my household, it's my wife is a manager of my house. I am the provider and the CEO of this house. I'm the lead. Ndiyam that needs to make things happening. But unfortunately, the department, there's a kitchen, no yas babandwana this now, Indo's tile. My wife needs to, we understand. So, apparently, nako 50-50, but 100, because I'm running my department 100%. She's running her department 100%, and then we deal with. So, oh man, this language, this topic is crazy. It's close to my heart. I love marriage, man. Like, I'm crazy there.
It's very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful, and I you can see that Nyani it's something that you're passionate ngayo, and I think maybe one day it would be great to ungakuze naye on the podcast, the two
that
of
would
you,
be lovely. That would be lovely.
I think all you need is love.
I'm sure we could visit here too soon. I will conduct you.
Please,
and then we'll make it happen.
please, Putwam,
Surely.
please, would love that to have the
surely,
both
man.
of you and
It's
just dive deeper in the subject of love and your journey and the learnings. I think we'll be really excited about that. Speaking about love, this one is going to be a bit controversial.
Okay, sure.
Recently, there was an artist a trend up for Cape Town for allegations of gender-based violence, and I think it's someone that is very close to. Okay, I'm not sure how close you guys are, but I know you know each other, and you are aware of him. I think you are in the you know about him. So, what's your view, Kilometa, with allegations of gender-based violence?
Bro, number one, like we've passionate when I'm talking about the wife. I'm close to be sounding like I'm talking about a certain egg that needs to be protected. So I believe that as men, we're supposed to be protecting our wives. Because I'm putting myself on a space where ndicinga ngomntwana wam oyintombi otshatileyo. For some reasons, as a space where utata womntwana gives the mntwana to you emtshatweni, it gets to be emotional because uti utata, I'm no longer responsible of this. So now the role I took from when she was born to the day of the marriage, you now taking over. So whatever that I was doing to protect this girl, that's your role now. So abantu abangomama, they need to be protected. So Tina, we have to find a space where we need to make sure that we are allowed on protecting the females, you know. So so there's this the allegations and all those things. It is so sad, man, you know, when some things as Golwa Hlobo zisenzeka kubantu that you know, and ufeel I never expect this one coming this way, and you wish you were involved so that you can do better in that space and all that. But like I was sharing secretively at home with my wife that, hey, babe, I just pray that I was involved in this, but I don't know how, because into yabantu ababini awufani ukungena umuntu wesithathu. Umuntu wesithathu umzekelo now njengoba ngitshela kamani kangako umkami xa ungena singena sikujonga and then when ungena ndawo, you understand, because you will never know uba okay now ingathi ixesha libi mawungene okanye ngoku, you understand. But it is really not uncalled for into yoba thina singamadoda si overpower omama physically. We can be on that space of verbally talking and not agreeing each other. But ingade ifike to a space, for instance, as I'm mentioning to you, the way I love my wife, but kunamaxesha, because ndibene nalo mntu emdala naye ndibene nam mntu emdala, kunamaxesha when ishuba phaa endlini singa-understandani, you understand. I choose to leave the house, just ndihambe ndiyobethwa ngumoya epakini kuphele laa khe ndikhumbule ekhaya, ndibuye sendikhumbula sendingekho emdleni wokuxoxa ngalaa nto ibindihambisa apha endlini, you understand. At least a simple 20 minutes will make you ubuyele ezingqondweni uba shin kanene nomfazi phaa endlini andishiyanga indlu iliholo, you understand, than uhlale kwesi space while uziva na uba naligwebo liyanyo because umsindo into ekhoyo asizoyibalekela loo nto leyo. But I think xa ufika kuthiwa i-self-control i-self-control ayikho semantombini nakwizono ezi-different ikhona lapha endlini. Xa uboma umzekelo ndikhe ndiphazanyiswe ngabantwana qomba ngase ndingathatha ibhanti ndivunduze. But now uvunduza ngebhanti it's i-memory ethile. Mna ndiwakhumbula nangoku amabhanti ayendibetha ndinayo 4, 5, 6, 7. That means I cannot take abantwana bam through the same journey. If ndiyapanisha endlini mandipanishe with love. Mandingabethi ngomsindo, mandibabize ndibafundele iBhayibhile. Ithi iBhayibhile uba umntana wenze wrong kufuneka ndimluleke. I understand le verse ewe yifundeni bayifunde, and then it is zani ke madoda senze le nkonzo baquthe senze inkonzo and then oyi-1 kubo asivalele ngofefe so that kungabikho mntu ufila uba there was anger here, but we are in the ministry here. Sikhulisa umntu, you understand? But this applies only ebantwaneni bam endlini. My wife cannot be on the same treatment with them. Akabethwa umgama xa kuyathiwa hey Sithando uyandikhubekisa ngolona hlobo, kodwa ke mntakwethu kha kuyicinge le nto uyithethayo because yandikhubekisa nam ndiyoyicinga ndiphume phandle, and then xa ndibuya sibuye esithi uyicingile. And so asimelanga siyababetha abantu abangomama. That is my standing point. But unfortunately awukwazi ke ngokwesa space se-public ufike ucommente phaa because izawuthathwa le nto uyithethayo ifakwe ii-flowers ibe ingaphumi eli hlobo ubuzama uyithetha ngayo. I don't want to lie, as you've mentioned, my brother, I was tagged there uba ndithulelwe ntoni and I'm feeling uba hey andithulanga kanjani. Qha ke ngoku unfortunately ndibuzwa ngabantu endingaqhelanga uthetha nabo, kanti uba bendibuzwa ngumntu endiqhele uthetha naye benza mxelela uba andithulanga njani. So loo nto ndiqhelanga uthetha naye ndizawuthi ndikhomenta le into ayithathe because akayazi itone yam yothetha, ayithathe ayive ngelakhe ihlobo. So I just decided to be kuthiwa hey ngesiyawathula uba akananto thetha nam ndingulo uyawathula uba ndingenanto thetha. That is my standing point around that. But we're not supposed to be beating women.
Yeah, and I think you went to the second point, kuba like I know like hey, as public figures you are carrying that burden. Abantu bafuneka ben involved even njengoba usitsho kuba like in some instances like kunzima uzinvolve kwizinto ezithile, but ngoku you are expected to now be involved ngengane where again you can't give context, and then izinto we live in a time where one mistake into is taken out of context, out of proportion. There
was a comment when my brother that I don't want to lie, I felt a need of answering Kulea part, but my wife was like, no babe, because apparently someone tagged me dancing or something. Hey, almost answering that, but my wife was like, no, just leave. This is an opinion. This is not the reality. Because now back waphendula uyayiphendula le ngoku ungaphenduli siteka pha. But I felt guys then ndizawungcwatywa hlobo, and it's so shocking, bro. But you know, abantu ke ngabantu ngohlobo bangabantu ngalo. So I just decided to let it go like it is.
And ubhuti lo accused, are you in contact with them? Are you guys still talking?
We've been not talking, bro, because I tried to reach out just to make sure that the brother is prayed for, because this is a sensitive and serious time. Because at the same time, my wife at home, she's talking to the wife. So I needed to reach out to the man just to find out, because at least my wife got to know about umama alright. So now I needed to check him about right now, because both people, they really need help. So, but unfortunately, I couldn't reach out. But I trust God. intentionally, I would really love to meet and we talk through some things.
Yeah, no, I think this is such a good approach. But I think Yani, sometimes we forget that Lendo, it needs to be approached on both sides, and there needs to be a conversation. Even though abanye abantu they see it unnecessary, I always feel good campaigns as abantu they just focus on the one side. Even like Nendo, it needs to be preached on both sides. And abantu now abe equally equipped and kuba ekugqibeleni singabazalwane. We cannot run away from that, and we need a way of uba singapheli siluze umzalwane in that process. Like it can, as allocation, if they are treated, they need to be condemned and all of that. But at the same process, how do you redeem? Kuba umuntu xa sinophela ngosimlima simluza, even nasekholweni, it won't be nice in terms of the greater message of Christianity as a whole. So I think big ups to you on your approach on the topic. And then as we about heading towards wrapping up, I just have some quick questions around maybe up Cape Town. Who are your top 5 artists okonba? They are such great talent. If if we had to list your top 5 talents okonba up Cape Town, we are equipped. Blessed. If you need to take them on the tour, in provinces, these are the top 5 artists that you take with you.
I don't know if I'll be biased or what, but up at Cape Town, there's a girl by the name Latoya. I don't know if you know him. Know her. Amazing woman.
Sure.
And there's Kingsley.
Yeah. Powerhouse.
That's amazing. There's Tola Toto.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Konje ngobana abanye abantu baculayo apha ekhaya.
Bakhona abanye.
Because the reason I'm selecting this, I'm not gonna go for Lisa and Pastor Vincent, because already Ndifila Uba, they have made their name to the next step or next level. You know, I don't believe Ubrenda Fassie was a local artist Balanga, as much as she was there, but she was an icon. So when I'm mentioning these guys, mention Aguba, there's a great potential coming there. I forgot to mention Ungadeka as well, coming up very strong.
Yeah.
So I'm mentioning these guys because I have faith in God that they will take it to the next level in their ministry. I'm not turning a blind eye to the guys that already hitting the waves. We really bless the Lord, because look, man, in Cape Town at some point it became a jungle etile ingati asingo bantu abakhoyo aba-existayo. People who come here ngathi bafike benze bahambe bashiye, like they don't even recognize. So now to see people like Vincent, Olisa pushing through, you start to know that you know. So yeah, man, that's basically about that.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. I know it's a very tricky one, and then and also shout out for mentioning Abanda Bango Sisi. I feel like there's a space, definitely a big place in music for Abanda Bango Sisi. Sometimes who are unfortunately overlooked, and then. I know the team also has some questions. I'll finish my ones, and then see. And lastly, I think we have to mention in the single that you just released, and then your upcoming show on the 25th of October in closing, and then anything else that you also want to talk about on your side. But I want to also ask. This is also going to be a difficult one for you, but. I want to know, what's your favorite song, Yako? Like, kuzo zonke ingoma zakho, what's your favorite song, Yako?
My favorite song is Liyema. Why? Liyema made Chumani Ngojo. Even today, that song when it's playing, I would simply remember the mornings of one gospel playing that song literally at 6 o'clock. Hey man, I thought I've noticed that alone recently. Ekuphelelweni kwami ububuthongo ndakuthandaza ndaqhiba. I went to check YouTube and I went to check the comments there. I hardly go to the comments, you know. I don't want to hear babacinga ntona because hey, opinions abantu zakuthatha zikipsele ngapha kwecinga. Hey, when I was reading there, man, I cried. Because people, kukwabantu abati who I think style sakhona. When I ask noba YouTube is a community, social media, no Facebook, no WhatsApp. Like abantu baya comment ngathi ba comment ku Facebook. But who is still there? Who's still here in 2025? I remember this song. I used to wake up in the morning at 6 before ndiphume qala kudlala lengoma ndihambe ndofaka documents zami. I'm a doctor. Hey, I've never been humbled like that in my life. I'm like, man. So Liyema is really my song.
Yeah, no, let's go down the list like.
The second song, I think, No More Pain. No More Pain was a song of healing to me. Let me remind you, No More Pain ayindimbhalanga niswelekelwe. I wrote No More Pain before niswelekelwe. It was a moment yam nothixo to give me a bandage before ndingene endweni ezandingisa bandage. If you remember, No More Pain was recorded in 2019 February. Liyema was part of that project. But when all these things started to happen, No More Pain became years akumloku ndinyanga. So both songs that is why now kule album intsha ezangoma ndizidibanise zoyi-2 ndizenze ingoma eyi-1 suka kwenye ndizenze imedley and it's fire. As much as ingena message eyi-1, but I tried to combine the message to make it sound one, you know. So yeah, that's
at the start maybe top three songs.
Sudlala ngexesha lakho. That one specifically because I think I'm for young people. Look, and mind ecaweni xa kukho ogogo. I really appreciate them, you know. I love ogogo. But hey, they feel uba sebeyigqibile imark yabo to make in the space. But young people, they come there. Have you noticed that abantwana abana 13, let's say 11 to 16 at church, they are sitting there at the back and they are watching their phones while siphiza status in front as their parents. When they go home, like literally, abantwana bam omnyuna 11, omnyuna 11 years, omnyuna 13 abanhlala nabo. Ngaphandle kwaluna 2 udlala drums. Abantwana bam literally when we come from church in the Bush Bible umfundisi, they like you know, I think the other kids were making noise at the back like but we playing game and I'm thinking hey, why singavunyelwa ecaweni sihlala nabantwana bethu front so that like for instance mina ecaweni cawe yami ingena ngo 8:30, but a worship team needs to be there at 7:30. So we go as a family. So the intercession, when it starts at 7:30, abantwana bambapha, they are part of the worship intercession. When the worship session starts, abantwana bambapha because abazukwazi uhamba singabazali babo, you know, and then iphume ke ngo-11. But when we get to church, when we get home, they really don't know what was happening at church. Because their mind is really not, ayiwayindwanga abananto yapha kuthandwa ama-China ngoku yabona ke pha kuyajiva kwenziwe eza dances ama-China. That's what they master. So now songs like this, okay fine mhlawumbi bathi bazi-teenagers but xa beqala uthi 16 mabavukele kusudlala ngexesha lakho so that ingqondo ibuye uba hey man, let me not play with my time, you know. So I'm really for the young bloods, man. Yeah.
No, thank you so much. I think let's go to the team and see if banayo imibuzo banayo for when kuba mna I still have a lot of questions. Ngenxa yexesha, I'm giving the floor to them kuba I'm sure nabo they wanna maybe ask a few questions abanazo.
Okay.
Over to you, team.
Thank you so much, Pat, and yeah, man. What a great conversation. Thank you for honoring us. And I believe this was overdue. And listening to your journey, like I got to know you a little bit more because almost as fans from a distance. I think I have a couple of questions, but firstly, you mentioned Guti. One of the things that you mufuna ukuzenza was maybe to go for Grand West. So I was just thinking in Dobana, if you would ever come back to Cape Town, like not by visiting, coming back again, would you still go for that? Like I think each and is really like interesting and like January risk taker like that when like you know Mosul and your vest we're like kind of like your vest was a Cape Town with gospel. So like that's the first question, like would you ever go for Grand West?
Look, the honesty is that I started working here I started my journey here. I believe that I still have my people here. Like, I think just the day before, I got a call from a certain pastor here. So he was inquiring about the event that I'm about to do, Leazo Tetang I put. And then he's asking the depths of it. And I'm like, for now, Uba usatete ngolhlobo. Uba uyayitshintsha later on, it's fine, I will go towards that, but for now. And he reminds me that, hey, okokoko ndaza kwi-events zakho, so une-guest sewungenayo ndiye ndize ndifuna wena. And ndiyaphazamiseka xa ndifika eshowini yakho okanye kwi-service yakho kukho i-guest that is not having your heart. Ndiphele mhlambi ndibaleka before when you minister to me because ndifila uba let me just protect my space and my peace around this. So ndayibhaqa apho ke that look, I really have my people. That is why I would come anytime here and do and service my people the way, because look, if Usenzo is calling me for an event, that 15 minutes might not be enough for someone who's been waiting for me. Oh, why in this record album yami yango 2019 in Cape Town. You understand? Kukumdo ba oluhlala nam for an hour on stage because the length of my work here in Cape Town ikula level yoba abanye abantu bathi kuza basindiswe kwi-shows zam, abanye kuze abantu babe saved from suicidal thoughts. They were in my shows. Like ndine testimonies that are very sensitive that are coming from Cape Town people. Hence, I would never stop at anything to do whatever the Lord says I must do in Cape Town. So that is the problem.
Yeah, powerful.
Okay, yeah. That was sure. And I must say, I think in Cape Town, especially musically, it's always been ready and it's always been like a fertile. Because I remember like way back, like even even I think Ijoyas was hosted a Good Hope by just an organizer, but the venue was packed. And then these other big artists, the big was mentioned, so they when they come, this like I think Cape Town has always been ready, and maybe just like a word of encouragement from Oguti, I think if you could do Grand West, Cape Town will come through because like even with the recent event, like I think when you notice Oguti, Cape Town is not really about who's doing it; it's about we know this person that's doing it. We're gonna get like the level. It's like when like you really went big, like, and you broke barriers. So I think it will be something great. But now I think let me just ask this last question. I know go to discussing Pazikona and Jesnes and Oyos cover question, but I believe Ugoti with the talent, the ability that you have, and I mean the ideas that you have musically, you at least maybe you should have been commercially a big success. Do you still believe then, Uguti, your time is still coming? Because now we talk about class conduct, but do you still think that your time is still coming to commercially break out and be like commercially successful? Like, yeah, I'm sure you understand that. Yeah. Well, okanye you think mhlambi na elotosa sebidlulile, or that is still like the pursuit? Yeah.
Thank you for that question, my brother. The process, I think the process. I believe on the ratio of pause, heal, and pursue. So I was in that process. As much as we shared the transition of the death of the other wife and getting another wife. For me, I believe if 5 years of nurturing the marriage, getting to know the partner, so that you don't hotspot. Remember, iba problem or iba issue xa ubusuka komnye umtshato ungena komnye iwes ungena xesha lide lapha in between. Ku-easy u-overlooka ezinye izinto uphele usuffocate the wife because hotspote nge-treatment okanye ngendlela ubusenza ngalo pha. So now, for me, from 2019 until this far, I was nurturing the marriage so that I don't make a mistake of winning the ministry and failing the marriage or the family. Because I even said to my wife at some point where we were really struggling, 5 years, and she was like, bro, don't you think you need to go back to the ministry strongly? And for me, Stan, number one, I don't want to be an uncle to my kids because I know that work will take me 3 months while the family is in Joburg somewhere. Or it will take me to go to Zimbabwe for a certain period because I'm building up for an event. Yes, I will bring the 100,000 to them, but I'll be a stranger to them because they are used to me. So I just decided now to make sure that I build this one, and I'm certain they really know even the mabandi event sesegeyithini ba utata lapha ke akekho kude ngosivana colon okanye noba sivikhwapha lakhe uyanibamba ne. So this period to me it was for that. Remember, this period started with Artist of the Year. That was the same year that when the ministry was blooming, needed me to go and penetrate. Okay, there was COVID in between, but there was a new wife immediately after the COVID. So I needed to pause everything, just servicing a low standard so that at least you are able to provide for these people because that's what I know how. But not going big, but making it a point that these people, they know you. They really eat from your hand. And now the feel out, this is now our 5 years has passed. The grand nomgam ngokundilapha and man ukuthi che uba hey ngathi kwinkwenkwe ekhoyo pha endlini okanye naye amane sithi hey kutheni ndingakuboni kutheni ifoni ndiyakufonela awayichola ifoni wenzani apho uyazibona eza trust issues and don't know because we good now siphefumlelene sathi sazansi grand you understand so now it's now pursuing service season again because I paused everything. I healed in the process. Now I'm pressing the pursue. That is why doing me way. That is why I will hit it strong because the family is now on my side. We know exactly what we're doing. So there's nothing that is gonna stop me to what I was doing. Like there's not. And now stop age and go age yoba ndingavela ndiphakame abantu onqonqoza kumnyango wegroup ethile enkulu apha eSouth Africa ndithi ngicela ninikeni space. They know exactly who Chumani is. So it's no longer kan mamele lapha le demo. I'm no that's not my age. Ndiphumile esidemweni. Ndikwi space sokuba ndifonele umuntu ndithi hey ndibona nine events even endaweni ethile. Can ninikeni space. They will give if they want. If they don't, it's okay. So I don't feel as a space is stranded. And born into non-valela kwesa space because ankhange ndone mntu kwesa space at the same time ankhange kwesa space ngivama si space sami no babanye abantu still kwesa space basazibuza ba when are you coming to us because they really know who Chumani is not in a very arrogantly way but in a space of faith yoba I've serviced in South Africa, my brother, not here in Cape Town. I appeared wherever you can think of. And the thing from up in South Africa, we artist that is sitting somewhere that is not aware of who Chumani is. Sure. So it's a space is some. But it's a matter of me getting ready, fixed everything, and then start to embark and go and grab everything that is belonging to me.
Sure. Aye, this is powerful. Any questions from the other team members? Oh, okay. No, I think let's head towards wrapping up. I think for me, there's been so much wisdom. You can see that we came like the wisdom, like even that pause.
We pause, heal and pursue.
It's nuggets. I think as we conclude, I just have one more question before starting Aliya show, and this is a quick one. I want you to quickly share maybe about your worst gig experience ever. So it's a 2-part question. Your worst gig experience ever, then the best.
It will be the live recording, No More Pain. 2029. That's the worst and the best, that one. So we are staying at Makaza in a 1-room flat there. Started marketing this. I don't have money to market this project. I just decided to start a campaign. Send me, I'll go. Hashtag send me, I'll go. So if you find a ticket, you just send me, I'll go, and then I will go your follow ShopRite and buy a ticket and send it to you. I think I have call a service here online. So I will do send me, I'll go every day. People will send me, every day will send me. Remember, Makaza, ShopRite was a Makaza. Okay, ShopRite was some cause why Niki problems.
Okay.
So I decided to use ShopRite was a Kailicha mall.
Okay.
I would go there, my brother, literally every day. And ndibuya, kube kumntu othi funa 6. It was not an issue to me because I knew the bigger picture. Boom, the day of the show, people came, 1,500.
Sure.
Check your report. A report 103,000.
Sure. Yeah.
Phezulu jongo suthi bawunibeze nyani kodwa wena.
Yeah.
You see, that is the best part. The worst part, the worst part. After the show, everyone goes home, kumnandi sharp. Comes Thursday off the tickets, imali yama-ticket bamayize, 100,000 came, bah. Sa-reach mkam, sibancane. Now you need to be loyal and continue with the integrity. I needed to pay people.
Yeah.
Needed to pay Artscape 40,000 rand.
Sure.
Needed to pay band, and needed to pay voices, and needed to pay cameras, needed to pay everybody. From 103 straight down to 4,000 that I was left You see,
imagine,
I took that money, gave to my wife, babe. Thatha le mali uhambe ugoduke ukhe uyozivisa kamani bakwenu ukunishiya apha ke ndibambane nengelosi ndiyibuze uba yawuthini nangam ngoku. My wife took the money, she left, and then hlala phaa eflatini. Hey, number one, I'm happy that ndine project up. So I've got everything to thank God for. But akandinikanga imali.
Sure.
And kangandithembise ngamali, undithembise ngale project. And nansi le project nayo. So I think I spent about 5 days, man, not leaving the house, just sitting there. I remember sasingena in a bed and little mattress, and I'm like, yo, you know, man, people try to call me, celebrating me, and I'm thinking, I think my normally kuthiwa ke iyona nto isikhubekisayo is the expectations, not the reason le yenzeka. Because when I look around this, yonke le nto nandiyithethe nobawo, he delivered.
Yeah.
But there's apho ndingakhange ndimcele khona ndimcele imali ubawo. And xa ndicinga uba this dude can't ndiyicela imali nyhani because yonke into is paid for.
Yeah.
What wandinika itshintshe for uba nomkam abe nayo
nayo
into eyozipholela kowabo agqiba ndishiyeke mna nale nto bendiyicelile. So what you ask for from God, you need to be careful.
Yeah.
But after a few days, my wife came back with the same 4,000, what we need to live. Masicinga uba sizawuthini ke ngoku from here with this 4,000 rand. So we bless the Lord for wisdom, for the wisdom, because omnye wayayithatha ayothenga ii-weaves and whatnot. So that is the best and the worst event ever that I ever done.
And thank you so much for sharing these things. Kubanyani, like abantu, they underestimate like how tough it is to pull off a
Abantu
production.
babona a full hall, but this guy the costs they zilapha nazo. So when I go event ucinga noba ndifumene a million, mhlawumbe I'm going home with 30 to 40 or even less.
Yeah. I think the thing is when it comes to London, you mentioned now that like the price of doing these things come at a higher cost, and then when Nyan as the event organizer, that suffers. And I think for me it also it's not good, Leno, but that's why you also get a lot of people abangabhataliyo abacima phone after event. Kuba you can see by from 100
it's hectic.
go ku 60,
It's
go
hectic.
you are at 30, go you are at 20.
And people ababelieve ba ayibona njani kubigcwele kangaka iyaphosisa unayo le mali.
Yo.
And beyoqoma hey iye yaphelela esandleni.
Yo.
Usasheke mhlawumbe ne-backing vocals okanye
Yo.
ne-guest artist.
Yo.
Eish man, but uba uzasinceda man, because we really need to pay everybody, like honestly we really need to. But ivese kwenzeke nje iqhwalele imali koma eyini and uzo-explain labani ethe usenzo hayi naseyingenile yamafebethi ezawuthini ungangeni. So yeah,
and I think the other tough things is that i-gospel events, unlike ezize zangaphandle ndingatsho amapiano i-house, kukho i-sponsors phaa kukho utywala u-Amstel uzawuza kuyo athi like no, I'll give you just 200,000 just to put up Amstel like in your ndundun.
That's true.
But thina singabazalwane you'll be criticized even if you do accept that uba like hey kutheni ngoku izosponsorishwa maybe not even utywala masithi u-Betway like uzothi like gambling whereas I mean that could go a long way xa funeka at the end of the day you must pay expenses. So I think i-gospel event space is such a difficult space to be in. Like omnye umuntu can underestimate, especially kwabazalwane, but imali phaa ngaphandle and qha ke thina we are limited kuba there's brands onganokwazi usebenza nayo for the sake, and good difficult to even get and convince ezinye brands. Coke is not going to sponsor events
but religious, we don't do religious because zininzi religions. So ufika u-CEO wakwaCoke belong kwenye group engeyiyo lazy Christians. So
So I think there's another question evelayo.
Yeah, it's just a question ebenzoyibuza kweza questions zam, but I think now because of what you're saying regarding events, because initially I heard in Obano ukuthi when we see abantu be-supporter, but post the show like with your music, especially now with the sitas sathengiswa, it's online, maybe. And also based on what you just explained now, like now we say it's an understanding. Now maybe if you can speak a little bit on abazalwane, how supportive are they in terms of streaming music wenu, or even like I'll just supporting post the event, because up at Cape Town I would say yes, they are supporting event, but do we just forget about the artist afterwards? Like I think maybe if we can campaign on that, but okay, emveni go show guys, umculo usaqhubeka and mhlambi ngalandukana lo.
Yes, my brother, but I think there's a big but here. Ubat wamuvela kwi-angle yoba we're coming from the era of ECD. So whatever now that is being introduced, say Tringa versus the 150 city. Remember that song when you buy it in 7 rand, but normally the album would buy in 150 cash in the nendo ekoyo. But now you buying a 7 rand, is our figure after 3 months, low 7 rand.
Ingeyiyo ne-7 rand
uzawufika seyithathwe i-administrator ufika seyi-250 apha. So as a space, mna personally I think I'm still learning and ndithatha ixesha, because ndiyayazi apho ndisibambe khona sibambe, because I've seen ingathi iyabasipanela abantu ebasipanelayo, but for me I think ke ngoku mna, for me to be honest, my music online was being run by a certain company. So I wasn't loading my music. A certain company was loading. So it's blitz zininzi ke ngoku omnye uthathe yakhe. So ifika kum ayo nemali endiyibhajethelayo, because ifika ngolo xesha ifike sendingayazi noba yimali endongane lesityapha baby.
Yo.
Athi hayi ungathi imali esuka music. Oh, by the way. So it's really not imali yothusa yoqoma you ayibasebenzile. We understand because ifika ingamathupelele. But once I get that space, I'm sure for now noba mhlambi kuba bendiranwa icompany ndingazi deeper. So but now I'm gonna start loading my music. Maybe ndizawuba nayo answer after this project, because lay project I will be monitoring that thing myself.
I think that's such a good one, and I remember like there was a time Apokona, I don't know if I should drop the name, but like it's fine. I think I hope I don't mind. We had a project ebesenza na mega events no Tatu Ngandweni lo Christ ambassadors Tatu Timothy, and we're asking him a similar question around how the music business is involved in terms of business and being able to sustain yourself from your own. Wabeteta lo ndoba naye he still has the same issue kuba like it was pretty straightforward back then kuba you do a CD, uyoyithengisa, umuntu uyayithenga ukunika, then you get the money immediately and directly, then you can continue with the same process, same as the DVDs zencandweni. Uthi umuntu buy the full DVD, and also in that way abantu can listen to a lot of songs, like amamele your whole album instead of just one song that is trending on TikTok umhlambi ngoku. So uthi kuye he experienced the same transition uba umculo, a lot of revenue nemali wayenza from music was coming from his sales, the CD, the hard copies, whereas ngoku it's so complicated. There's the masters, there's the publishing rights, and then there's so many entities involved. And I think even Ngoku, like there was a case with Pastor Vincent Mboni, so I think it was very public into yakhe, whereby umculo wakhe was uploaded ngomnye umntu, and then royalties zomculo wakhe were not coming to him, but iya kulo mntu uploaded le umculo we mhlambi yena bengayihoyanga xa isiba kwabanye abantu ikhona imali ebiyangena but yena akafumani kuba it's uploaded or published by another entity, and then ngokuzamulwa low battle yoba how do you get the music back to you. Abanye it's even said kuba abanye have even signed away the rights zomculo and all of those things, so even for years umculo ingena pha mhlambi.
It's really a hectic one, because for instance I will come to your church, I sing my new song and in shoot and then what you do, you upload that thing on the page of the church. Unfortunately, once it gets to the monetization or something,
Monetization,
they give you money, not me.
Sure.
Remember, that is my
intellectual property.
My intellectual property. We understand. So basically on Robil. Mna ndidinloada ivideo la ngoma ku YouTube. Abantu sebeyazi la because yakho sekudala iqhelekile. And the first search that comes kuvele yakho, because that song has been the mastered one ifike sekudala zoqoba. So that is why baye bathi ndiye ndoyike mna uzithethe zawe. Bathi sanuz upload music wethu xa nesifotile ezicaweni zenu, because xa you upload imali iza kuni, and he honest leyo, but ndise ndisawuzikhulele enkosini noba
and I think this is like another interesting conversation. Maybe we even need like a deeper episode where we explore like monetization yomculo, and even bring in like abantu kuba it seems like there's a lot of people ababethakalayo like because of like not being aware of like how to monetize. The system is a bit complicated. Maybe we need to bring someone that can address the topic further. And then lastly, I think now we must conclude, Kuba. Now we don't want to keep you, Kuba. You've been very generous with your time, and I know you just flew in from Joburg, and like that's why we are so grateful of ixesha lakho that you have given us. Let's speak about the upcoming event, 25th October. Hashtag Fill Up New Way. Hashtag Fill Up New Way. I think you have already, we have tickets up, and then abantu like that are watching this, they have to go. they have to go and be there on that day. Like,
And you should come and set up there as well. And we have this,
but like, let's do it. I think, team, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we show up on that day?
Man.
Set up. We speak with Abantu Abatendayo, give them,
just
interview them, like background stage, and like
great,
it built up, and even do maybe another episode after the show to speak about how it's in the went. Like, I think, let's.
Ngaba uzamile lo kule game.
Uwabeka 4,000 or 2,000, like from 1 million in production.
Man, yeah, but the fill up. Number one, in a background, I have a very long background of Imiwe. I still, it used to be a dream to perform Imiwe back in the days.
Yeah.
They were hosting Ovyomkwe and Imiwe back in the days. Like, it would be a serious thing. So I always loved, I always had that vision of, wow, one day. So I remember performing there some years back, and it was a good feeling, man. So I've seen people doing events there. I think that was 2016 when I attempted to do an event, a recording there. I think Yimi Lona project. I wanted to do that, but they said the rig.
Yeah.
But ayizukwazi uxhoma ezizipika ndifuna uzixhoma. And the setup I wanted, I was so discouraged, man, very discouraged. And then I ended up getting a artscape.
Sure.
But I had a feeling about one day I will do Miwe. I don't know how. And I remember Lusanda did Miwe successfully. Oh man, I love that boy. Love that boy.
He's a big artist.
Did that event there. I felt it. I was not around, but when I see pictures, I was like, I'm owing Miwe, or Imiwe is owing me. One day. I remember Kolisa did Imiwe as well. I think not once. Wow, that was crazy, man. The feeling. I don't know what's with me in Imiwe. I remember at some point I would go and minister, including Salvation Church. Yeah. Hey, when I'm ministering there, you would feel, man, I don't know moya wayo na Imiwe. Inendo man Imiwe kathixo. That's why Imiwe naxa abantu betoyitoya bavese baqale ngayo. Inendo kathixo man Imiwe. However, when I was praying at some point last year, I woke up with Miwe that I'm doing Miwe. And my wife was like, what is Miwe? I love apparently akazazi into zalapha eCape Town ngam, so noba ndiyamcacisela funeka ndiyibeke in detail uba Imiwe yindawo so ethe jonga nazo nee-pictures. Oh, okay, wow, this is nice. Nqoma uyazi. Yabo. So I started calling. Okay, first date was wrong, booked. Second date was booked. For some reasons, 25/10/25 was open. I was like, there we go.
Sure.
25/10/25 we're doing. And now I'm sitting here at home praying about this event. Who must I bring? Yeah, akuveli kwagama, akuveli kwamntu. Khona la nto ukuthi isithunzi. I was like, okay, let me just open it to no face. I took the last picture I took, a artscape, live recording of me in the shootwear back, Cape Town.
Yeah.
I thought, let me make Abantu Base Cape Town to be the face of this event. And then I even asked the umuntu owayendenza le post uba ungakwazi uthatha le picture ubhala amagama up on top of uyenze ube post and then we publish it. And hey, wandenzela laa nto. I was like, okay. So what to expect kula event is God, man. Like literally, I was sitting there. Cape Town was price trends 250, 200, 300. I was like, let me just open this show for 150.
Sure.
And 100 rand. Abantwana besikolo masizeni size kwi-revival. Let us just come and worship God, man. Just for the fact that He is God. Just nje ke kuthiwe siye saphuma sayemiwe safika sowulila saphinda sagoduka.
Yeah.
That is basically what's my heart about the event, you know. So that is fill up. It's a radical praise. I'm sure. Hey, and the husband by don't know but uzawuqhawuka. I don't know, man, but
It's a must.
Really, God will do something there. I'm expecting people to be healed there. I'm expecting breakthroughs. I'm expecting everything godly there, man. So that is about that, man.
Yeah, no, I think this one is going to be a great one, and I think even us as a podcast, I'll speak with the team. I'm sure now they would support the idea. We want to buy tickets and do giveaways for Abantu to be there on that day. So leading up to the event, like when we shoot maybe another episode now and Mama, then we can announce winners and Abantu. We'll figure out how it works. But we want to also support this. Kuba, I think we believe we are all going to, but we would love Nabanya Bandu that are watching to also be there on that day. But yeah, I think we're excited to see. We know Indoyako is always like, Abantu can always expect top quality production.
I'm
Homecoming.
I'm doing a center stage. I never seen Miwe with a center stage.
No,
I'm doing a cross there. We're gonna have a cross there. People, yabona ezinto lapha emiwe phezulu. Kuthiwa intoni ezazitulo.
Ezazitulo zihlala kuwe kanje like
zazithatha ndizozibeka apha phantsi ezazitulo sijikeleze so and then ezinye zibe phansi like sawuhlala so phaa phezulu mabakhe bame kungabikho nto sihlala apho senze a nice cross, man. I'm saying things, man. But God will show it. So it's true.
There's some serious planning, something out of the box. Lendo Stetanga of always bringing something new, thinking outside the box, taking new risk. But I think this is going to be exciting, guys. I think I would encourage Abantu to buy their tickets.
Thank you so much.
Tickets, how do they?
Tickets are available on web ticket, Pick and Pay as well. So yeah, people are starting already buying their tickets, man. Slowly but surely. We are but I know people are already pushing. My prayer is to see 3,000 people gathered in one place, lifting up the name of Jesus Christ, man. That is.
Let's see some sponsors there. Let's challenge them.
I just pray buy millionaires. Come on, millionaires.
She's busy. It's called millionaires that I hear. Well, I think there are people, I don't know if they are millionaires, but there are some people that I know that
people who really support the gospel.
Let me try to name a few. I don't know if it's wrong. I don't know if they are millionaires, but I know they I think Apostle Musala. I think Apostle Musala. I think definitely I think there's something that can be done. I think there's some financial muscles. I think Dr. Apostle Kaya Maseko. I think He's not far. He's I don't know it in the bank balance. I think Dr. Siko, I think let's appreciate the talent as a Cape Town when it comes to finances.
Amen.
There are people like Pastor TJ Litwaba, for a bright path. I think there's something. Hopefully, as Zingane logos, but they've sponsored the thing. So I think, yes, we should start a new. If we can't get big corporates to put in Lendos Azabo, let's get the church to do something. Kubanye mnesimlibalaya, guys. Kubanye mnesimlibalaya, but they can also do something. Anyone else, team? Let's. Hayi bokubalwa nami guys asidlali apha please asidlali apha sithetha ngabantu abanemali financially, but it will be great, man, to see abantu. It will be great to see abantu supporting
for
this.
Me, as you guys mentioning, and obviously those are your opinions and they are really nice.
Yeah.
For me, I would love them not to give me money, but to send their people to me way.
Sure.
They are 150 Ababandu. They will take this vision to the next level. Than Mshambi getting 100,000 from each. The Pele. The mission behind this is people, not the money. Because mhlambi singathunyelwa as sponsors 100,000, 300,000, but kungekho bantu eholweni, but Jesus need to be glorified.
Yeah.
That is that's the mission. So now if banothumela abantu
Be-balanced.
then to me that is enough. Noba bayithumelanga imali abantu bazawuza nala mali.
Hayi mayize nala mali singabhatali asifuna ushare ne-4,000 afterwards mayibe khona la mali abantu mabaze babhatala into ze-show then ibe khona leya ke ngoku kuzobakho i-trip nawe nomama nabantwana
Shamla Hasunde
ezimbali eZanzibar kwi-island.
I feel you, my brother.
So must balance both. So guys, please let's buy our tickets. Let's make our way there and support Chumani. We heard, he's such a genuine and incredible talent and gift up in Cape Town. And I think it's high time that we do support our own and make sure that we push. It's time that we stand up as a Cape Town and support talent and abantu esibaziyo esibabonayo kuba it's so easy to buy tickets when it's outside people, and yes, that we should continue with that, but let's also equally apply the same energy or even more ngabantu bethu kuba these are things that we are starting to see kwezinye provinces when they are pushing their own. I think let's also adopt that mindset of supporting our own. And for me, I highly encourage abantu, let's fill up new way. Nami ndizobe ndikhona phasi xhuma into lezi sibeke ecaleni ngalamini sithetha asidlali apha. So let's go and support, guys. Let's go out there in numbers and support the vision. Any final closing words from your side?
Final closing words, guys. Soon, mid-June, I'll be releasing Khululiwe.
Hey.
Khululiwe is a song that I featured Ulusanda in. We project Bendianza last year in April in East London. Very powerful song. Taken from the book of Matthew 18:18. That okubotshiwe emhlabeni kubotshiwe Zulu, esikubophileyo emhlabeni kubotshiwe emazulwini, esikukhululeyo emhlabeni kukhululeyo emazulwini. So it's a banger, man. It will take you through the journey where you feel ba noba uSathana ebezame kangakanani ukukubopha but ukhululiwe. So people must look out for that. Please shout out to people who are gonna buy this and show me uba nakya sinayo le ngoma, and please stream it, buy it, and just own it, man. Thatha nala picture yam nolusanda sinxibe iminqwazi uyiposte kwinantsika yakho sitheke. I will comment him na, and yazi yena because ubusy, but andikho busy kangako mna ndizawukhomenta. So andicela man bangcwele to look for that. I love you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. I don't take it light. So I'm really humbled, man. Uthixo makenze ngaphezu koba nibe plans zokuba le podcasting angakhona. Anothusa uthixo ngezinto ezi too powerful, man. That benigcimva at least nizas-reach after 5 years, but mayibe 5 months. Years ozinto, and then apho nithatha khona uthi kwenze sure that he triples. Xa sithetha nge-millionaires ezikhoyo eSouth Africa singababali bonke sibabalele sibale thina.
I will receive, amen. And thank you so much, Puti. Thank you so much again. We are eternally grateful for gracing us with your presence and sharing and being so open to sharing. And yeah, we wish you all the best. Now in your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.